Hi there, everybody. Congratulations on Friday. Isn't that what people say? This is Star Trek and Chill. It's been a crazy week. It's been a productive week. It's been a terrible week. Whatever it's been, you've earned some happy time right now, right? Whatever time zone you're in. We're like in 3 or 4 different time zones here. So welcome to Star Trek and Chill, everybody. We're going to talk about Strange New Worlds season 2 and probably season 1. We're going to talk about Star Trek art. We actually have 2 unbelievable artistes here. Actually, Katie does some graphic art too, if I remember correctly. Not too shabby either.
I'm in a room full of them, so no.
Let's just say there's one non-artist among us. Let's just leave it at that. You've seen their works. You love their works. We'll talk about that, and we're going to talk about whatever we want because it's chill, everybody. Oh, let's talk about Emmy Awards and Star Trek because that's an interesting rabbit hole to fall down.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we have artist JJ Lendl here.
How's it going, folks?
You've seen all of his work, you guys. He does amazing stuff for Star Wars, Star Trek, X-Files, Quantum Leap. There's no star, and not just that he does it, he knows everything about everything. It's crazy.
I'm an insane person. You're right, Ryan. Hit the nail on the head.
Jenny R. Johnson is also here. You know her and love her.
Hey, y'all.
Speaking of Emmy Awards, we got somebody here that was nominated for 3 Emmy Awards. One so far. It's meteorologist Katie.
I love the so far. Yes.
And my name is Ryan D. Husk. No art, no Emmys, no nothing.
Aww.
But I got a cool shirt. I got a cool shirt, by the way, everybody. And you can get this shirt as well as the shirt that Jenny R. Johnson is wearing at the Star Trek and Chill Shopify store. In the link below, just check out the description box, click that link, and get your very own t-shirts. And
I always forget I had the Prune Juice and Chill shirt, but I just wear it out in public. And I forget I need to be saving that for Friday.
We also have our resident MD and walking exclamation point, Amory Seagull, will be joining us in a little bit. Feel free to ask her what she's doing right now, and maybe she'll tell you. But she'll be here. So before we get into all of this, everybody at home, let us know, what are you drinking today? Because there's only one rule to this. You got to have a beverage. You don't even have to be chill, but it's recommended. JJ, what are you sipping on today?
Sipping on 0 sugar Snapple tea of the raspberry variety. So you got that? You got the label? All right. They should be sending me a check now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Through us.
Skim a little off the top. Shave the latinum, if you will.
There you go.
Do you guys remember, Katie doesn't, do you guys remember when Snapple first came out? It was all the rage, that lemon iced tea. And it was just like life was good.
I miss it. I miss the Pop Tops.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Yeah, iced tea was like the thing for a while.
Yeah.
Reminds me of a specific summer in maybe like 92-ish.
I think 92 was my surge summer.
Yes.
The beverage surge.
Amazing.
I seem to recall a bunch of neighborhood kids and I, we would go down to the local Foodland, which was our neighborhood grocery store. And they had like, I don't know, 24 packs for $1 or something. And so like, I can't imagine what adults like just seeing this,
my gosh.
Yes.
Amazing.
This, wild pack of kids running down the street, completely caffeinated on surge. You can follow a trail of surge if you wanted to find us at the ball field.
And everybody knows the lead singer of System of a Down, Serge Tonkian. Of course, everybody knows that. What are you
Sure.
drinking today, Jenny R. Johnson? Is it Surge or Crystal Pepsi or some other retro kind of thing?
No,
New
not
Coke.
Crystal
Mountain Dew Code
Pepsi.
Red.
Although that's a
Code Red.
big favorite of mine. No, I'm once again drinking the non-alcoholic Bulwark Blush triple berry cider. It's
Ooh.
beautiful.
Ooh.
What
And
berries?
delicious
That is
and locally
pretty.
made. I don't know. You know,
Whatever 3 we're on the bush.
I don't know.
That's
Oh,
okay.
I don't
There's
know. It's
only
like
one
got-
berry that they better not put in there.
Which one?
Of the dingle variety, everybody
Oh my
knows.
god.
Obviously.
Why don't we say they're roddenberries?
Now with
Things
no
There you go.
dingleberries.
There you
That's
go.
better, JJ. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Katie? What are you drinking?
I have my delicious sourced in Michigan Ice Mountain water because they do bottle it in Michigan.
Ooh.
Fun fact.
Nice.
Is it a Youper?
That this one is actually a troll. I think they get it outside White Pine
What?
Springs in Everett. Yeah. So Michigan, you're a Youper if you're in the UP. If you live under the bridge, the Mackinac Bridge that connects the
Oh.
two, you're a troll.
Right.
And I'm firmly in the troll camp.
I had
All right.
no idea what you were talking
Michigan
about.
lore.
Michigan
you.
sounds
Troll?
amazing.
It's insane.
I actually learned about that when I watched a documentary on the UP, on the Upper Peninsula, and I had forgotten. You're right. They do say the
UP
trolls.
is so crazy. There's mountains up there. You got hundreds of inches of snow. It's glorious. You can scream, no one would hear. It's amazing.
Sounds great.
Just what you need.
oh.
Sounds
after
like a
long
good place
week.
to dump a body.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dump a girlfriend. I'm drinking a delicious Liquid Death. This is severed
Ooh.
lime flavor. As you can tell, it has the face of Nurse Chapel on it, which is cool. People are protesting that right now as we speak. No, we don't.
Ooh,
Now it's La'an.
nice.
That could be like a pretty cool mashup, like marketing season 2.
hmm
There you
Mhm.
go. I remember when
Uh,
they had Star Wars on Pepsi when I was in middle school.
I remember that too.
All the rage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Pod
Matt
racing.
Boardman is in the live chat. What's up, Matt? We were singing your praises. Aaron says member berries. That's a good one too. That's another thing. I can't think of any other kind of berries that aren't fruit.
Elderberry.
There you go.
Then
Chuck
Monty
Berry.
Monty
Python.
Python.
Yeah. Your mother smells of elderberry. Oh, I really
All right.
have found my people. This is great.
Oh, anytime I see a castle or even a rock wall, I'm like,
Yes. Let's see. BL says didn't finish the popcorn, so I'm also eating. Oh, that's good. I had some
ooh.
popcorn last night. It was delicious.
Popcorn.
Kimber Spores is talking about Ludacris and Janet Jackson, of course. Why wouldn't she be right now? Let's see.
90s themed conversation.
What's going? Where are the beverages? Where are the beverages? How far back did I go? BL says hot tea from my electric kettle. The Bahana is having diet iced green tea.
Similar.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Fancy.
And so on. Donnie's having water. Chuck A is having decaf coffee with oat milk. That's the way to go. And chocolate
nice.
caramel creamer. That's
See,
rebellious.
you mentioned
Whoa.
the tea. I drive an hour to work every day. And
Mm.
I was just driving at 2 a.m, as one does. And I was thinking of Star Trek related tea names. So you could do like Shades of Earl Grey, just
Mhm.
Shades of Grey,
Mhm.
and like all this stuff. And now I don't know why tea has become a staple of my day, but here we are.
That's a
That's awesome.
fun game. Everybody in the live chat, come up with your Star Trek tea flavors, right? So you obviously have Shades of Earl Grey. That's a good one. You can what's a green tea, like an Orion thing, or English breakfast could be
Good
something.
one.
Penny. There you go. Yeah.
Up the oolong ladder.
Deep cut.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh.
That's
Only
pretty
quality episodes for my tea.
How about
good.
Oh my gosh.
Chamomile O'Brien? It's close.
Yes, that's good.
That's pretty good.
That's
We should
don't have
market
right.
these.
I have Scott tea. That's bad.
Nice.
That's just straight up.
That is
leaves.
awesome.
Yep.
That's a good one. Matt Boardman says snozberries. That's a good one. If anybody's seen
Yes!
Super Troopers, if you remember Super Troopers, they quoted that too. They said the snozberries taste like
Snozberries.
snozberries.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Very nice.
Mm.
Fran
Need to
Iverson
rewatch that.
says,
Mhm.
as usual, Orange Crush with pizza.
nice.
Like the
Friday.
pizza's in the glass.
Like a dip.
Like
I love
people
it.
get ranch dressing.
Yeah. Dip your crust in your crushed
You
crust.
take the Culver's
crust
chicken.
crust.
You guys don't have Culver's out west, but like Culver's chicken tenders in their chocolate custard, you just
What?
it's so good.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like Wendy's. If you go to Wendy's and you get their chicken nuggets and dip them in the Frosty, it's just a whole different level.
Okay. Wow. My wife does that with the French fries, but I didn't know you could dip poultry.
Oh, do it with the nugs.
Mm-mm.
Chocolate chicken, man. That's the way to go.
I can
Okay.
vouch
Chocolate
for the
chicken.
French fries. That's like not just a silly, weird thing to do. It legitimately tastes good.
Yeah.
French fries and chocolate shake
I tried-
is
I can't
a real
remember.
thing.
Mhm.
Now you have to go outside and
I'll
try
have
it.
to try it again. Yeah.
Run to the store.
Okay, let's introduce everybody to JJ Lendl properly here, because there was a little item that he made the other day that exploded all over the World Wide Web. I saw Jerry Ryan retweeting it
yeah.
and posting it on Facebook. I saw her doing it on LinkedIn, probably. Like she went nuts for it, and so
I
did
got a fax
everybody
from her
else.
with it.
Messenger
So-
pigeon.
Here
I don't even have a
is
fax machine.
that creation.
So
What it is,
good.
it's all of the enterprises, of course. Look at, you've got Archer here, Bacula. You got the 1701. I see Robert April as well. Spork. There's A, B, C. Oh, that Harriman, right? Was his
Mhm.
name?
Yep.
Oh, and Rachel Garrett. I really like
Red
that
Lady.
actress.
Yeah.
Wish
Oh,
we
she
had
was
more.
amazing, eh?
I saw her in a Murder, She Wrote randomly like a month
Oh,
ago.
no way.
She was like running a brothel. I was like, that's the captain of the Enterprise running that brothel.
Captain by day,
You.
brothel by night. And then of course we got all these guys, our pals. Who's F? Oh, that's
That's Admiral Shelby,
Subway.
Shelby.
yeah, Shelby.
who now has a canon first name, Elizabeth.
Yes.
The same as the actress who portrays her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Heck
And
yes.
then I see that you added Shaw
That was
by
awesome.
popular demand.
Yes.
Well, I had posted a non-Shaw version of the poster, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, I feel like I should work Shaw into it, but I'm not quite sure where to fit him. And then I got a couple messages, one of them from Terry Metalis, who said,
Holy
"Love
shit.
the poster. Wish Shaw was in it." Okay. So I took a
Yeah.
shower, and while I was in the shower, I was like, I know where to put him. And then so I went back and drew it up
Perfect.
and then
I
reposted.
thought you were gonna say you drew him while in the shower, because then that would have been extra impressive.
I don't have that kind of technology here. I would
Get the
I would
waterproof
have been
sketch.
electrocuted. Yes. Working from my digital tablet in the shower.
Everybody, if you'd like to support JJ getting some equipment so that he can do that in the shower, go check out his
There
Patreon.
you go.
Yes.
He only needs within like $40,000 to get that shower.
Yeah, I would
computer,
need a
right?
whole new setup. And I spend 22, 23 hours a day in the shower. So it was really
Mm,
with
really
my
important.
workflow.
Get so much
Um,
done.
I can talk about the piece a little bit if you would like, Ryan.
Yeah, please. Well, let me finish showing it off just a bit more,
Okay.
because there's more to it, which is the right side, which is all the crew of the Titan, which is now the F or the G, which was beautifully put into the G in Legacy. I mean,
Mhm,
I
that
always
was
think about
awesome.
that. I was like, how does that work out so perfectly? What if it was a F? You'd be like, damn it.
Well, then I'd
So
have
close.
to think of a new idea.
Right, here's the
It'd
whole
be a different
crew.
poster. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh man.
7.
But yeah, walk us through that. Names mean almost everything.
Well, I had as soon as there was buzz about Legacy possibly being a series online, I knew that I wanted to do something for it at some point. And then I was a little surprised at how much the finale of Picard, it was almost a backdoor pilot for
Not even
the new
almost, it
series.
was.
Yeah, the way that it
Yeah.
was set up. I mean, it was really the amount that they packed into that hour of television is pretty amazing. And all of it being gold. So, when I watched that, the first thing on my list was designing a poster for the finale, which I did that day.
Mhm.
And then over the weekend, I was like, well, I would like to do something for Legacy. So I started to put together a concept, and I liked the idea of Legacy as a concept and trying to work in the history of the Enterprise into that. And so I had bounced around a couple of ideas in my head, but ultimately I came to I'd like to showcase the new crew and then sort of choose principal Enterprise crewmates from the past. And eventually that turned into commanders of note of the past Enterprises. And it's just you start laying out things, and the G in Legacy made sense to me. So I was like, well, how can I figure out a concept, a layout that's clear where I can celebrate the past ships and then have them all lead to the title. And eventually I came up with that. I think the piece relies a lot on color, which I always like to do. And so it has this fun sort of vintagey rainbow palette. And that can be a little tough to work with because it can be overwhelming. So I really wanted to try to find a way to make it work, and doing it in that sort of gradient style seemed to help do it. And then making sure that the cast of the Legacy show, if it is ever made, were highlighted appropriately too, because it's really a poster for that. So all of the captains are color coded with the ship that, or at least one of the ships that they served on. And I tried to use references from throughout the series. Like we have Kirk from Undiscovered Country, but then we have Picard from season 1 of TNG. We have Riker from season 4 of TNG. And, he's on there because he was captain of the Enterprise for the Best of Both Worlds when they thought they had lost Picard to the Borg.
Yeah.
And the Gambit #1 as well, while
Absolutely.
Picard / Galen was missing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess you could also say that he's captain of the D in All Good Things in the future timeline.
And Riker always brags about being the captain of the D. That's
Nice,
apparently
Ryan.
I heard that was what
I
he
knew it
always
was
tells
coming.
people.
On his
Oh,
resume.
man.
It's just that in like 100-point font. Yeah, I'm like so overwhelmed by folks' response to the print, which is really cool. But I just think it shows that people are really excited about the idea of this new show, and the fact that this last season of Picard has really embraced the Trek universe sort of as a whole, and tried to bring back a lot of the things from the original TNG era and update them, which has been really exciting. Even more so the last couple of seasons. So yeah, it was a fun thing to work on. I've gotten some comments. Why did you leave this person out? Why did you leave this person out? And I get
That's
it.
forever with Star Trek fans. That's never going to
I
end.
saw one
It
for
doesn't matter.
Jellicoe, and
Just
I was
have
just
to-
like, no, it's good that Jellicoe can live in disgrace off of like.
Well, that's,
Watch your
I mean,
mouth.
like, people, it's so
Yeah.
funny because you got online and people are like, I don't know if you know this, JJ, but Jellicoe was captain of the Enterprise for a 2-parter. I was like, really?
Was
Of
he?
course I know. But you make design choices, and then also you just make personal choices. Like I didn't really want Jellicoe on the poster. I didn't really want Matt Decker on the poster for mostly for real world reasons. And there's other things too. There's a lot of fans of Star Trek Online who have been a little salty about the Enterprise F because there's this whole history of the ship from the game that clearly is not going to be canon.
Oh, really?
There was a captain of the F in the game, a Vulcan captain, and he's
cool.
not depicted in the poster. One, because I have no reference for
That's
for
not
that
canon.
character. And then it's clear that I would not be surprised, just because they've shown a lot of respect for Star Trek Online with this new season, adapting a lot of the ships into canon that have appeared in the game over the years, that maybe some version of that character will appear in canon and perhaps as a captain of the F that we hadn't seen, but as of right now, it's not there yet. So
Mhm.
you just sort of, and as a poster, as a layout, I mean, it's already got a lot.
Yeah.
And it already feels like it's got the kitchen sink, so I didn't need an even bigger kitchen sink in the design. So that's my thought process, at least. But if you want to put Jellicoe on there, please, if you get the print, feel free to print out a picture of Jellicoe, and you can find a nice spot
Slap him
to
on.
tape him up
Yeah.
to.
It's like getting
Feel free.
a path of a
Mhm.
hurricane and getting markers and
You
changing it. And just do that.
Should
Get
I
a
offer
Sharpie.
that? I should offer remarks of the print where I just hand draw a
Yeah.
Jellicoe in the corner.
Poorly
Hey, real quick, Shag 840 does say if Kramer can cook dinner in the shower, I bet we could learn to draw in the shower. So that is a very good point.
Mhm, mhm.
Sounds like a challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
take it.
So, you wanted to show us a couple things too, right, JJ? And hello to Ceiling Fan, who is our buddy Immo Radke
Hey.
in Northwest Germany.
What's up?
Pretty late.
It is.
Should I
JJ.
screen share here? Let me see.
Yeah, if you'd like.
I'll go through my Picard prints a little bit if folks are interested.
Mm.
Do you guys know where you can find Will Smith in the snow? You just look for the Fresh Prince. Okay.
Oh
So-
gosh.
I gotta go. All right. Are you folks seeing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So I did posters each week for the newest season of Picard. So there's 10 in all, and then there's the 11th one, which we just saw, the Legacy poster. So I thought I'd go through the posters a little bit. So this is the first one, the final version of it, but I thought I'd show you a work in progress version just to get an idea of how they come together. And that is this. So just to sort of see the beginning of the process and how I started this one, I've got that, the rendering of Picard, and then just figuring out where the characters are going to go there. And so as you can see, a lot of things ended up getting moved around, during the process. And in fact, I ended up doing a completely new version of 7, just because I wanted to have some more balance with Raffi when I got her
Right.
the design. And actually, this final version was not the original one I posted. I had one with an earlier concept version of the Titan, because we hadn't gotten a very good look at that ship. And there was some versions out that were more like 23rd century Titan versions,
Gotcha.
with like the motion picture nacelles and things like that. So I ended up updating that. That should give you an idea about how some of these pieces evolve.
Yeah.
This is the second piece for Disengage, which I was having some trouble wrapping my mind around this one because the A plots and the B plots for this one, the main plot with with Jack and the Titan and the Shrike, was obviously very paramount, but the title of the episode and a big chunk of it also has to do with Raffi and what she's doing.
Mhm.
Right.
So how do you bring those two elements together on the poster? And I ended up just working Raffi sort of into the bottom where the title is.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
But here's a version of that that I started to comp out, but then I abandoned, which was much more of a sort of, it was going to be a face-off poster between Picard and Shaw.
Right.
Nice.
I didn't get very far. I had like photo renderings of them that then I would later draw, but
Mhm.
I like sort of stopped right here and I was like, I don't like this. This
One
isn't
second, JJ, and I know I've told you this a bunch of times before, but looking at this just reminds me what I love best about your work is the color that you use. You
Mhm.
really get color.
Yeah.
And we can usually recognize when color is used beautifully, but we can't exactly explain why. But whatever it is, even just this beginning image reminds me of why I like your work so much. It's just you're
Yeah.
great with color.
Well, it
thank you,
shows
Ryan.
with your colors, it shows that you can have like gravitas and be dramatic, while also not just being grayscale. You can have pops of color, and that
Oh
is
yeah.
really, really
Yeah.
attractive when it comes to artwork. At least
Thank
for me.
you. Absolutely. I mean, we should talk to Jenny about this too, because I think she uses color beautifully. And
Thank you.
you know,
Absolutely.
most of my work these days is digital, and so I sort of have it easy because I can go into my Photoshop program, whatever I'm using, and I can find the perfect conflicting colors and gradients and work with that. When you're working traditionally, you've got paint and you've got white and black, and
So hard.
you're
Cobalt
mixing.
blue.
So
Yeah.
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 I'd love to. I want to hear more about that process, Jenny, if you'd want to talk about that.
Yeah, for sure. I spend more time mixing paint than I do painting. Like,
right?
Just
yeah,
absolutely. Like 60%, 70% of the time that I'm working, I'm just mixing colors.
Are you constantly like readjusting? Like you do, okay, put these colors in, and then you look, you're like, nope, it needs just a tiny bit more, not tiny bit more blue. Then you add a tiny bit more. You're like, damn, now it needs a little bit more yellow.
And the way that I work too, I'm looking at references that, sometimes aren't necessarily super crystal clear too. And I end up having to find transition shades between, I'm like, oh, this is red, this is green, but then I need to find something that works between them because I'm not blending on the canvas, if that makes sense. So I'm constantly just, taking one color and just making a slight adjustment and a slight adjustment and a slight adjustment. It's it's a lot. Thanks.
No.
I really appreciate that, because it's not a lot of people understand that.
Now, do you use oil-based paints?
I do, yeah.
Yep. Okay, yeah, that makes it even more.
Honestly, I did a piece with acrylics at Christmas time, and I couldn't believe how much more difficult it was, just with the drying and the light dark shift as it dried, and it was just
blah. So you're doing wet on wet oil paint.
Yeah.
Okay, so very much like the Bob Ross style.
Yes, except that I don't work in layers really. So I'm wet. Like I did a little bit of blending, but it's sort of how to say it succinctly here, but it's not
like I'm putting you on the spot or anything.
No,
right?
no. Like I'm basically going like white canvas, and I'm filling in the shapes of my drawing, but as I'm filling in the shapes of my drawing, I'm like fine tuning and and coming up with all of those transition shades to make
micro
a smooth blend. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
You had a gorgeous video where you were putting together a Janeway piece that you posted not too long ago, which is a really great example, I think, of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because you could sort of see you had your pencil outline of the likeness there, and you're sort of going in and it's almost like paint by number, but there's no guide.
Exactly. And then, and between the ones and the twos, I have to find the thing that brings the ones and the twos together. So it isn't just like red goes here and blue goes here. It's like, those are the colors. And then,
And
when I'm narrow blended between.
Right. When I'm painting digitally, it's similar, obviously. Like, and the way, because I always worked traditionally, and then I started to transition over to digital out of necessity, just for client work and things like that. But it's a similar process, but you have all these digital tools at your disposal. The best of which would be Command Z, which is undo, which I don't believe you have on a canvas.
No, I don't.
So that can be tough.
Yeah, definitely.
But color. I mean, color can be tough. And again, like there's parts of this that I liked, but then contrasting red and green, you got to be careful, because it can read as stop and go, or it can read as Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
You got to be very careful with that, depending on the subject matter. So I'll just jump to one more. So here's some more of the prints from the series. And I want to say that I've made these available for this week. The cutoff is tonight at midnight. If anybody's interested in getting the Picard prints or the Legacy print.
Midnight,
my
which
shop until
time
midnight.
zone?
Midnight Eastern. I'm East
Ooh.
Coast. So 9 p.m. or I'm sorry. Yes, yeah. So it would be 9 p.m. Pacific. Yeah, I can do maths. I had one more. This was a pain in the butt. This one.
Yeah.
Again, reference. This one was really tough because I had to find a lot of Starship reference, and then I had to
Yes.
adapt it for my
Ugh.
needs. And so a lot of that was just sort of redrawing the schematics from scratch in order to render them so that the schematics of all of the ships had similar line width so that they would blend together, which is something you wouldn't think about. But if you see them looking wrong altogether, it's like, something's not looking right about this piece.
Yeah.
And then you've got to sort of make sure that everything is like coalescing. Let's see.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
this was a fun one.
Yeah.
And then, okay, I'm going to show you.
Wait, this one's brilliant. Don't go too fast on this one, because look, you see the title is Vox, and you put the red door in the O there. They're just a lot of these. The more you look at them, the more you just discover the intricacies of them. Because at first,
Absolutely,
you just see a few things. You see, oh, faces, Vox, cool. But then you look more closely, and you see there's even almost like marble going on in the lettering and the framing or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think of, when I do these posters, they're a form of visual storytelling, right? Because the folks who make the show, and they toil to create an hour version of the story, and so I feel like my job is to take what they've done and try to boil it down to an image. And I really like to keep things simple, but I also like economy. So if I can work a lot of different concepts into a single sort of idea, then I feel like that's the sweet spot. So if I can get the title treatment and the door together, if I can have the door inside the silhouette of Jack's head, if I can make his head sort of double for a nebula and have a ship in it, and then I think one of my favorite things about this piece is that it sort of still serves as a teaser for the episode. I don't like to put spoilers into the episode posters, but you've got this image of Picard at the top, and I'm working in all of these fleet silhouettes of the ships. And one of the saucer sections sort of doubles as
it's perfect. That's my
Yeah,
favorite thing about that poster. I
Amazing.
love that.
And it's like you get it or you don't get it. And if you're a big Trek fan, you might look at that and say that's a spoiler. But it's like, well, not gonna know that that's a Locutus reference. But if you do, you're a true Trekkie. Pat yourself on
the way that you construct these, it is almost like a wet on wet technique, but digitally. Like the way you explained it was layer on layer on layer.
Well, yeah, I mean, like
story.
with the program I use, and I mostly use Photoshop. I'm old school.
Okay, nice.
It's like there's 200 layers in there. But again,
oh gosh,
the advantage is, if I don't like the way that layer 157 looks, I hit a little eyeball and it disappears. Or I can copy it. I can make a tweak to it, and then I can look at my alternate version and my alternate original. Which one do I like better?
Nice,
which one do I like? I recall I had some teal worked into this design at one point, but then I decided that it was stronger if it was just black, white, and red, which I have come to in a lot of these, and I feel like that is sort of a motif of this 10-piece series. And I'll say similarly for the Dominion piece, a lot of storytelling happening in here with a very minimal palette, because I really only have 4 colors in here, and one of them is black and one of them is off-white. But I think my favorite part of this one, other than having Data and Geordi peering at each other through the O's in Dominion, like they're through the door, is this sort of strange line right through Jack, just to sort of hint that's going on with him.
Oh, that is a good hint. I didn't catch that.
And we don't know what. Yeah, he's the only character up there that has his likeness is sort of interrupted by the Dominion symbol. So I have one more really rough comp, and it was for the final episode. Here's the final poster as it as it ended up. And this is something that I sort of agonized over that day because it felt like this is the final episode of the show. And so I didn't want to mess it up.
A lot of pressure,
There were a lot of elements in the episode to sort of balance. But ultimately, I think it ended up in a nice place. One of my favorite things about this piece is that it sort of is reminiscent of stained glass in the sense that it's like, I don't know, it gives the episode a little bit of grandeur. But originally, I had a concept that was much more Queen focused and a lot more minimalist, which I abandoned very quickly. But I
Another one bites the dust.
I liked the right, exactly.
It's too bad.
This is what that started as.
Oh wow.
So it's definitely evocative. And sort of the idea would be tendrils at the bottom would have different elements that are crafted into it, and then something, text up on the one side of the image. But as I was starting to get into it, I was like, well, this episode isn't about the Queen. It's about the crew.
Right.
And so I don't want to give her too much prominence in the design. So this
not for the finale, probably,
not for the finale. If this was like episode 8 or 9 of 10, then maybe. But they introduced her so late. I allude to her, pretty strongly in the final piece anyway. I just didn't really want to put the likeness of the Queen on the poster. I thought the skull was cooler.
Yeah,
and more of what people would want hanging on their wall than this, bad looking Queen.
Hey, speaking of which,
Queens.
the Queen, Queen Anne-Marie Siegel is here, of course. What's up, Anne-Marie?
Hi. Sorry I'm late. I lost track of time getting ready to go see Mai from Tokyo, who's in New York City.
Hey.
Oh, cool.
We're gonna be partying hard tonight.
And maybe Mike Gu and Stephanie Baker from Seattle also
cool.
in town.
Here's hoping.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you drinking anything special today? Are you pre-gaming?
I'm pre-gaming with water.
Smart.
Hey.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Hey, and
This
everybody
is like one
at
of my
home,
favorite Star Trek and chills ever, by the way.
I know,
This is
this is so cool.
So cool.
Mhm.
Everybody at home, we've got a poll going on, and this will set us up for later. The question is, how many Emmys did The Next Generation win in 1988?
Ooh, specifically.
Win, not nominated, but win. The options are 0, 1, 2. Sorry, I should say 2, right? Or 3. 3, right? You guys remember that commercial?
The owl.
Jenny, yeah, okay, you guys got it.
Oh yeah.
Took a second, but I got there.
All right.
That would be for season 1, right, Ryan? If it's 88.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Anyway, was there more to that? I think we got that covered, right, JJ?
I could talk for days, but I don't want to put everybody through that.
I'd love to
pretty
hear it,
fun, though.
honestly. Yeah, that's awesome.
That'd be great.
So thank you
is
for
pretty
indulging
fun.
me. I hope people find that stuff interesting. If you like the behind the scenes stuff, I do have a Patreon, and I do behind the scenes posts every week, usually about, stuff that I'm currently working on or stuff that I have in the archive. And then I'll do deep dives into sort of how I compose them and show alternate versions and works in progress. So if you're interested in that stuff, if you want to support my work, you can go to patreon.com/JJ Lendl, and you can check out the different tiers. And there's also
And I've just added the Patreon/JJ Lendl link in the comments. So you could just click on that, everybody.
thanks, Ryan.
I could totally see like JJ and Jenny, you could do like a Triple J artist tutorial for Star Trek.
Oh my
Triple
gosh.
J.
Just
Love it.
push Guy Fieri aside. It's Triple J now. And
Quadruple J.
quadruple
with an
yes!
R in there.
Quadruple, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the logo will be like a square with a J on each corner,
Ooh, nice.
and then
I'm already
interlocking with
designing
the dot on top.
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right.
I love
Gosh,
it.
I want to know how your brain
love
works
it.
because I don't know how you think of these things. It's so cool.
This
think
is
there's a
great.
piece
I
missing
had
or
too many
something. I think
J's
that's
in
the
high school. That's how brains don't work. Anyway, wow, you guys are really getting all of these references.
Oh, man, you're
These
on
are pretty
fire.
good. The J's were. All right. So
Should I don't have the chat up. I'm being bad. I'm trying to like save my bandwidth. Try to bring it
I
up.
don't either. I can't
Okay.
I can't focus. I'm sorry,
Always
chat.
worried
I love
about
you
getting-
guys.
Getting
that's
kicked off.
So anyway, that was that really cool stuff that had been passed around the last couple months, and especially in the last week. It was all the rage, and it was all the rage because it deserved to be. It was really good. It's really intricate. It's beautiful to look at, but it's also super nerdy. You know, what I mean by that is it doesn't just look cool, but like the more of a Star Trek fan you are, the more you like get the references. And that's what is really cool about working with JJ. If anybody ever wants to, at JJ Lendl, that's on Twitter, at JJ Lendl. What's great about working with him is not just his talent, but that he gets everything about Star Trek. You could be like, you know, I want like the quotes that like Worf was doing in that baseball thing. And he'll be like, oh, death to the opposition, and find him and kill him. Take him out to the holosuite. And you're like, yeah, that's that thing, right? You know, or
That's
whatever
awesome.
it is.
Mhm.
He gets it. And so that is great. That's at JJ Lendl on Twitter.
Thanks, Ryan.
Anyway, sure. So next, the answer to the Emmy question that everybody's dying to know. The answer is, let's see. Well, let's close this poll. And wait, somebody, Melissa H yells 3 with all these exclamation points. She is correct.
Oh,
Really?
7% said 3, 17% said 0, 28% said 2, and 46% said 1. Let's see. It looks like they were nominated 7 times.
I was going to say it's a million nominations.
wow.
7 nominations, 3 wins. We were looking at this earlier today. Next Generation in total had 59 nominations. Sorry, 57
Really?
nominations and 19 wins. So exactly 1/3, which is pretty good. And let's see, the 3 that they won in 1988 were Outstanding Achievement in Makeup. That was for Conspiracy. Outstanding Costume Design for a series. That was The Big Goodbye.
Oh,
And
nice.
Outstanding Sound Editing for a series in 11001001.
Interesting.
Huh.
Cool.
Pretty cool.
I guess I'm just more
surprising.
used to the modern era of sci-fi getting shoved under the rug along with animation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I went
I
with the
think they're
cynical fear.
always,
Yeah.
aren't they always up for makeup awards though?
I feel like that's the
Often?
one category they really excel in. Like sci-fi, it's just so
That's their
Mhm.
best chance. Yeah.
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 And I think did Discovery win a makeup Emmy? I think maybe at some point.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like they
And with
should have. at
Saru,
some
they
point.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
It's tough because I mean, what's so shocking to me about the Next Gen Emmy Hall is
Mhm.
that it was a syndicated show. It didn't
Yeah.
have a network that it was connected to.
Mhm.
Especially
somehow-
season 7 when it was like up for best drama.
Yes,
It's just
absolutely.
like the most amazing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just really shows, you know, how entrenched Trek is in the culture because you know it managed to do that without even having a regular home on most people's you know TVs.
Yeah,
Like,
that's crazy.
I guess it's kind of similar now. The fact that like most of Star Trek is streaming,
Mhm.
Totally.
it's somewhat similar.
I really do hope that we see some Emmys popping up for Picard because this
Yeah.
just, Jonathan
Yeah.
Frakes, my
I
gosh.
know.
Yeah.
Both sides
Or
of the
even
camera.
better.
So loud.
Even better, I hope the Picard series wins a lot of Lappy Awards in
Ah.
2024. Why
The
strive
superior
for silver when
awards.
you can reach for gold? You know what I'm saying? Emmys
Oh my
are cool.
gosh.
They've been there, done that, but they're no
Yeah.
Lappy Awards. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
knows, of course.
Lappies are legit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I know people are starting to get rid of EGOT and it's LEGOT now, but the lap is right at the beginning.
That's right.
I
He
like
got
that.
Damar.
That's right.
Oh, I know that Whoopi EGOTted, but did
I
she?
was just gonna
LEGOT?
say, did she leak up?
She legot.
That's pretty cool.
We have to go back and
Might
look.
happen. That may just happen.
Might happen.
Robert Kaiser, by the way, who's out in Austria right now. It's very late for him, but he's chilling. He says this insight into how those artworks are created is really awesome. JJ, I just want to let you know that is pretty much the first time he's ever made any kind of compliment ever. So good work.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
He is a tough critic, that guy, and you cracked that cookie.
That means a lot. I mean, it's such a dream to when you're an artist and you're just making something, and it can be such like an existence of solitude with you and your canvas, and then to have people react in any way to it is it's just such a gift, and it just does so much to just help you keep wanting to create more and more. So thank you to everybody who gets something out of what I do.
Oh, you two are my favorite artists, period.
Hey,
Modern
Ricky.
day. Like, you're just so amazing and your art is so distinctive and it just pops. I'm like, I need to have a party so I can be like Eve England and like commission invitations from JJ.
Yeah.
And I need a big apartment so I can commission a painting from Jenny. Like, this is my bucket list.
You're so kind, Anne-Marie. Thank you. You're so
it's
kind.
just,
Yeah.
it's incredible.
You're amazing.
Oh,
You should do wedding invitations. I can see both of you guys just getting into that.
I do,
Nice.
now I need to get married.
I do whatever. I've done wedding invitations. I've done birthday invitations. I've not done funeral invitations. I don't know if that's a thing. Do people get invited to funerals? We could
It's a
start a new
fun
trend.
one.
A good question.
I'm gonna put it in my will.
There you go.
Imagine Worf would. Worf would be like, all right, each invitation goes with a head. Pick it from
There
the
you go.
shelf,
Exactly.
send it
You
to the
guys
person.
would put the fun
Exactly.
in funeral, right?
There you go. Make them head shaped.
It's getting dark.
Well, if the
everybody,
funeral's
we've
on
got
a
another-
Wednesday.
We've got another poll in the live chat. This is big news. The question is, you guessed it, how many Emmys did The Next Generation win in 1989?
Oh, nice. Interesting.
The options are 2, 3, 4, or 5. That's 2, 3, 4, or 5. Yeah. Guess I derailed the conversation there, didn't I?
That's tricky.
The hint is they were nominated for 8.
Wow.
8 nominations.
Now, this was the year of the Writers Guild strike.
Yeah.
I was just thinking the same thing,
Yeah.
but I think like the end of season 1 also dealt with a little bit of strikiness.
Oh, really?
Like with we'll always have that like awful episode. We'll always have Paris.
Right.
I think that
That's
was
my
one where
favorite
like there was no.
episode of the series. No.
That's
Well-
impossible. Shades of Grey is the best. And it actually swept the Emmys.
It's one of my
There you go.
favorites. Okay.
I know you
That's
love
one of
it.
my
I love that.
Emmy
I
for
love
best
that you
use
love
of
montage of
already
all time.
used footage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can never ask for a better montage than Riker's hookup
Best
moment.
desperation show goes
Amazing.
to.
It's just amazing they did that.
Well, we might be looking at another writer's strike coming up here. So who
Yeah.
knows?
Oh, definitely.
They've already
Who knows
made the
what is gonna
signs
happen.
from what I've seen. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could have
I mean,
another
yes, they're
Shades
gonna
of
have
Grey
to.
in the future.
I just imagine
I can
like
only
the
hope.
execs are like, well, we can't get anyone to write for us. Let's turn to fan fiction. Let's see what we can do. If we want to watch
Amazing.
the world burn, that's how it happened.
This is
Yeah,
what they
Matt
should
better
do if
stop
they're
hooking up with more people.
right.
Yeah.
If they're in this position on
Oh.
Strange New Worlds, wouldn't it be amazing if it's just Pike? He's in his quarters. He's talking to Spock. Spock, do you remember a couple of years ago when all that stuff at Talos 4 happened? I do, Captain. And then they just play the menagerie.
Oh, okay.
Just the
That's
cage.
brilliant.
Yeah.
That is so brilliant.
So
I would-
we've got
I'd-
another
I'd-
poll in the
We have a
live
backup
chat,
plan.
everybody. This is an
Another
important one.
one.
The question
have to
is,
go wolf
how
on.
terrible is Shades of Grey? The options are,
I'm
choices
leaving.
are the worst, pretty bad, I like it, and something's got me.
Oh man,
Clearly,
I've
that's the
seen that
one.
episode a total of 1 time.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
Whoa.
It's so good.
I should
And I
go
love
back
the-
and watch
And
it.
also, it also has like amazing women scientists, like
It's
figuring
true.
out a problem.
It is
saving
true.
the day.
Look at
Hey,
you
I love
finding the
that
silver
show.
lining in that
Mhm.
episode.
But really, I
always-
just like it
yeah.
for the montage.
I always
Yeah.
really liked the actual Will and Deanna like that she was actually invested in the situation and that their relationship was,
She and Pulaski too were
acknowledged.
awesome.
You guys are
And then-
changing the poll right now. The
Okay,
I
here's the
like
other
it bar
thing.
is growing as you're selling it right now.
When I was like doing neurosurgery rotations, every time you'd see like one of those like metal.
Oh,
things,
yeah.
I was like,
the
oh my
halo
God,
thing?
it's like I'm in Shades of Grey. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Life doesn't get any better.
That's so cool.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, fun's not for everybody.
What are they thinking
So
about?
the answer to that other question, how many Emmys did Next Generation get in 1989? 12% of you said 5. 18% of you said 4. 31% said 3. 37% of you were correct. It is 2.
Right.
2 items. And those wins were both for Q Who. One was outstanding sound editing, and the other one was outstanding sound mixing. Interesting.
Really?
Good
The
to know.
first board one, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Interesting.
Feels a lot like potato to me. What's the difference?
And
There is a difference, but I can't remember what it is. There is a specific
Q-Who.
difference.
One's
Q Who
mixing.
was also nominated for
Is that it?
outstanding achievement in special visual effects. So anyway, just want to say there was
They were
third one.
amazing visual effects.
Yeah.
That shit was
I-
scary.
I think the mixing is more about the creation and the Foley, and I think
Like
And the
mixing
editing.
recorded on set versus
and I think that the editing has more to, editing is editing.
Right.
in the studio.
Editing is editing.
That
That's a helpful
episode
piece of
deserved
information.
who would
it.
have thought?
Yeah.
You just felt like that when you get into the cube for the first time and they're like, there's like the echoes and they like pan out and you're just like, oh my God, this place is huge and scary. That's
Mhm.
amazing.
That's how
And
I
it's
felt when
got
I
such
first went
good-
into a Macy's.
Yes. I was going to say it's one of my favorite, like when they started bringing out the remastered versions of TNG in high def, like that was one of the ones where I was like, whoa, just looking at the
Yeah.
model work, like when they take a section of the ship out and,
Oh, yes.
and you can see all the detail on those models.
hmm
So cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't
I
really
didn't
realized
see
that the remasters were so good, but seeing just the Enterprise in like it blew my mind the first couple of times. I'm just like, how does this look so good?
I know. And it always looked that good. We just,
Couldn't see it.
edited it on videotape. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been going through, I have them here. Let me see. When I was, I've
Well,
got,
look at
like,
all those toys
this
back
collection.
there too.
Ooh.
And so I've got
Nice.
this is Encounter at Farpoint on Laserdisc. And for the folks in the chat who might not know what a Laserdisc is, it's like a big DVD.
Mhm.
Oh,
And it's a little better than VHS quality. But I have some DS9 on Laserdisc.
Oh, no way.
And it looks better than streaming.
I bet it does. That's awesome.
And I guess it's like because they're both from like a video master as opposed to being compressed for digital. So if you're looking for the best DS9 experience, hunt it down on Laserdisc.
That's amazing.
oh.
That's wild.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Ryan's like busy staring at your background of toys.
Yeah, no. Plus, you guys were setting up so many jokes. You said it's wild and crazy, and I started thinking
and
SNL when you
crazy
said that.
kids.
Yeah,
Wild and crazy guys.
You know.
Love that show.
I don't know if Katie's ever seen a laser disc before.
I've never seen that in my life. I didn't know
Had
that
you
was
heard
a
of it at
thing.
all?
No.
Have you heard of Laserdisc?
Oh, no way.
I was born in '96. I didn't
Oh my
What
god.
What
Where
about
my
an
surroundings
8-track?
until,
Have
like,
you heard of an 8-track?
2002.
Have you heard of a
Like,
CD?
Maybe the songs. Yeah, that's when I get into it.
Yeah.
CDs,
So
CDs,
it's-
and the Nintendo Wii. That's
okay,
about it.
fair enough. Okay, that's good. Yeah, Laserdiscs. So they came out around the same time as VHS,
Oh.
and they were better than VHS in every way, in terms of quality and picture. But they were just
Yeah.
huge.
So you just
so-
have this massive DVD player or something?
Yes, I have
Yeah.
one here in my office because I
Yes.
I have my Laserdisc player. I'll like throw a Laserdisc in and I'll work and I'll have it on in the background.
Like putting a
That's
pizza in
amazing.
the oven.
I thought
It's,
that's
it
what
is. It's amazing.
4D was.
Yeah. It's like if you had a vinyl record, but you put it into like a CD tray.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
And you can only fit so much info on one side of them sometimes. So I have Star Trek Generations on Laserdisc, and it has two
flip it?
discs, and you have to flip them over to watch. So you get like,
Wow.
you get like 45 minutes in, and it's like the movie
Yeah.
stops. You're like, all right, I
Forced
gotta flip this
intermission.
disc.
Yeah, it's like the VHS of Braveheart.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's the
Yeah.
double disc or the double tape, right?
Okay, so we got to jump on that Generations talk.
Yes.
Oh,
Katie,
you
did you
met
have
someone
to
from Generations
wait?
today.
Yeah. Did you have to run off, Katie? I think you might
I
have
do,
had.
yeah. I'm
Okay.
pulling like a 12-day straight shift and I'm doing the morning shows for the weekend. So I need sleep. But this has been so much fun.
Awesome.
Everybody,
So good to see
where can everybody follow you, Katie, online?
Yeah, so I'm at weather_Katie, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and so many random fandoms on YouTube. We are going to be streaming this upcoming Monday, doing an Avatar: The Last Airbender stream on the Tales of Ba Sing Se. So be ready to laugh and cry.
All right.
At the same time. Thanks,
Yes.
Katie.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right.
I see you.
So, Generations, speaking of Star Trek Generations, this is a whole big story. Everybody at home, the coincidence of this is right before we hit record, and this also fits in because who was it? Somebody just asked, BL asked, is the shuttle behind Jenny not a picture? So hold that thought, because when I said, hey, we just recorded the 7th rule today and we had a very special guest, that special guest was, and I went like this. Does everybody know who this special guest is? And when I did this, Jenny said,
I said, oh my God, it's Mordock.
Wait, is it Mendoc?
she literally had Mordock in the
Mendon.
shuttle.
Mordock?
No, it's Mordock.
I can't tell the
It is
difference.
Morgan.
Yeah.
Nobody can.
Mendon has the actual Starfleet uniform, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Right.
And there is no
yeah.
toy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we just both
what are the
happen to have
chances?
Mordock right on hand. What are the chances? Now, how does that relate to
How am I just learning
Generations?
this about you, Ryan? I didn't know you had that little guy.
I only remembered in the middle of recording. I like ran off in the middle of
Makes
recording.
sense.
Oh my
So
god, I was
Nice.
about to have a heart attack of JJ.
No, I have Spock in his formal attire. Sorry, everybody.
Oh.
It's actually hilarious. I have everybody from
Oh my gosh.
from doing
I got
another
full.
podcast the other day.
Wonderful.
But do you have cadet data?
No.
Yes,
Oh,
I do.
amazing. No.
I got them all.
You do, right, Ryan?
I do. I got them all.
I've got
Whoa.
Cadet Wesley with 2 left hands.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that must be valuable.
Really? Is that a
It
factory
was
error?
that was a factory error, yeah.
Put that on eBay.
Had I known,
creepy.
I would not have taken him out of his package.
Right.
That's
Awesome.
amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I didn't realize how many of those toys I had from my youth until I said, hang on one second, I'll be right back. And I ran and I was like looking and I was like, oh, let me just go in and grab that more. And I was like, holy shit, how many of these do I have? That was so hard to find, but I found it. And
Cadet
also,
Data.
I only had Dr.
yeah, I got that. They have like 6 cadets and I got them all,
Yes.
right? There were like
You
6,
have like
I think.
a beardless Riker.
Yep.
I think that there's a Picard who just, I mean, obviously
With
doesn't
hair.
look anything like Picard because he's
Yeah.
not bald.
Looks
I
like
want
Spice Girl.
Gloria from Cleveland. That and Loxana are my 2 favorites of theirs.
Oh yeah.
But like Gloria from Cleveland is such a hilarious one to have.
That's so funny.
So Anne-Marie, can you tell everybody how this Mordock coincidence and the 7th rule and all that, how that factors
This is
into
so
Generations?
crazy. Okay, so I did not realize that John Putch, who plays Mendoc and what's his other one's name?
Mordock.
Mendon.
He plays both.
Mendon and Mordock, yeah.
Yeah. He actually is also the journalist on the bridge in Generations.
What?
Like at the beginning of the movie when William Shatner's on and they're christening the ship. Like
That's
I
crazy.
love that kind of thing. It blows my mind.
Mhm.
Also,
And he
his
has a lot
mom
of fun stories to
Edith
tell about
Bunker
that.
on All in the Family,
What?
which is also mind blowing. I know.
Crazy.
I know.
Maureen Stapleton.
Yes, Gene
What?
Stapleton. Yeah, so crazy.
That's amazing. And what
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
he have any in Generations as the journalist? Was he prosthetic free?
I think
he was
was human,
holding a
right?
camera, but you're going to hear a lot of stories about that, everybody. That is going to be this Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern time on the Seventh Rule YouTube channel. He's going to tell you all your favorite stories about prosthetics or not.
All right, then I won't ask
But
anymore.
also,
The
this episode was not the episode with Mordock was nominated for an Emmy for makeup. So
Oh,
that's
cool.
amazing.
That's what got us on that kick. I was wondering
Yeah.
about all that.
All comes together.
Mhm. So
So
fascinating.
let's give everybody's answers from the poll, because everybody's like, what are the poll answers? I know, calm down.
Enough of this small talk.
19% said something's got me, and 26% said I like it. 26% said
Nice.
pretty bad, and 26% said the worst. The correct answer, of course, was something's got me, though. So
Right.
it's kind of a bummer there. Sorry, everybody.
Hmm.
Anyway, no. I was going to ask Jenny if you happen to have any Mordock paintings, but I can't imagine.
I
That's a little too
don't.
No
obscure.
one's commissioned that yet.
No one has commissioned a
That'd be
Mordock
amazing.
yet.
Oh my God. You need, Ryan, you need one of your Mordock act. You need like commissioned oil paintings of your action figures.
Well, benzites are some of my favorite aliens. I really like benzites and
Yeah.
And
bolians.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Obsessed with those. And whatever
That's a-
non is. Oh, is she Benzite?
Barzan.
Barzan, yeah.
Barzans,
The
yeah.
other B.
Mhm.
And
But then there's also Andorians are also blue.
That's
what
true.
else? I feel like
Yeah,
there's
but you
another
like the ones that
blue
start with
one.
B. Enar.
Barzans.
Mhm. The
Enar are white.
is that one that the
White
Mick Fleetwood was? They were no.
Oh,
they
the
were kinda
fish
like-
guy.
fish guys.
Oh, what were they? Oh,
Yeah.
Antedians. Antedians.
Very good.
Yes.
Nice.
Wait, who are Antigens then?
You can see a
They're
beautiful
like-
Antikins
Yeah,
are the
yeah.
dogs.
portrait.
That's right.
The dogs and snakes.
Oh gosh, it's nice to have somewhere for all this stuff to go. You know,
Right.
We've all been holding on to it
right?
for so long. Our good friend Dr. Muhammad Noor is in the live chat saying hello to everybody. I mean,
Muhammad!
not to us, but to everybody in the
Mhm.
live chat. Let's see what else is going on in here. One Trek fan says, I have the original series in regular uniform, and same for TNG, plus some
Nice.
extras like Ferengi and other aliens. Melissa H said Moogie did tell Quark his Marauder Moore. Wait, no, it wasn't Marauder Moore.
Marauder Mo.
Mo, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Marauder Mo action figure would be worth more if he had left them in the
Mookie's the
packaging.
best mom ever.
Oh my god.
Amory, didn't you find a funny joke about Moogie
Did I?
like 3 hours ago?
That's like I do like every hour. That was like 20 jokes ago.
It was a your
you
Moogie
know,
joke.
Yeah, you know what? It's in the
Yeah.
No J Consortium Facebook group. I can't find it right now.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to join someone's role Patreon.
It's a
for
little, she thinks it's a little too risque
that. Yeah.
to, but you know, like the Yo Mama jokes back in the day, that's being switched with.
Okay,
a
here's
Your
the thing.
Moogie.
It's hilarious, but you have to join Patreon to go see it. I'm not going to read
That's
it out
fair.
loud. It's for $1. Yeah, but it's worth $1.
Okay.
Thanks.
Nice.
I mean, that alone would be worth it, but also you get so many perks.
So everybody grab your dollar and head on over to patreon.com/the7th-rule. Thanks. You'll be glad you did.
For your daily Yomugi jokes.
Oh, that reminds me. Let's talk about Strange New Worlds.
Ooh.
So I'm just going to preface this by the fact that like this, obviously we'd kind of talked about it already with the return of the Klingons. So A Strange New World teaser trailer dropped. I can't remember which one they called it, but the world watched it. We all saw the Klingons and were blinded to everything else. Trek will be and Trek Core also. They do these like amazing jobs where they basically watch it freeze framed the whole way through with like eagle eyes. And I would never be able to catch the things they catch. So Trek Movie just came out with one of their epic articles where they go through and find all these things that were not visible to my naked eye or my computer enhanced eye.
Oh,
So what did they bring us? What
So-
they get?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
Oh,
intel.
shall I pull it up? All right.
Yes.
I was totally not just checking the Warriors Kings game score. Here we go. Here it comes. Okay. So yeah, this is what it is right here.
Mhm.
Teaser. It just says season
Teaser.
2
Okay.
teaser.
All right, so Pike's
Uh,
in this season. Okay, that's good.
Thank goodness
That was
for
about all
that.
I caught. I was so like in shock by the Klingons.
And this is our good buddies over at trekmovie.com. This says Una sets the stage. Even with the frantic pace of quick moments in rapid succession, there's a bit of a theme holding the trailer together, summarized in a voiceover from Una. In the
Who I'm
mystery
obsessed
and
with.
vastness of space, we come together. So many crew members from so many planets, everyone on their own journey.
Ooh, watch out, Rebecca Romaine.
See, like I did not clock this.
No, not at
Gavel.
all.
I mean, first of all, I forgot that gavels exist because I think of just that Repente hammer. Yeah.
The ball.
Yeah.
It continues. Una's trial, season 1, ended on a bit of a cliffhanger with Una, number 1, Chin Riley, arrested for hiding her genetically engineered past as an Illyrian. The character appears back in uniform throughout the trailer, so this issue likely gets resolved early on in the season. What a spoiler. That trailer's a spoiler. The only hints of this are a couple of shots of a courtroom bell being rung, and the same kind used by Starfleet, being used by Starfleet in the original series episode Court Martial.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Bong. I don't remember what that one sounded like.
I love
Bing.
Court Martial. That's low key one of my favorite original series episodes from the first season. I really like the first season of TOS because it's not just a show, but it's a universe trying to find its tone. And they have it's like, okay, we'll do a courtroom drama for this one, and then
Right.
there's it's just all over the place, and I really like it, but I like Court Martial. So I appreciate this little Easter egg that
That's
they
cool.
have found.
Well, you
That's
know
great.
what my favorite kind of court martial is? A harcourt martial.
Oh.
Boom.
Speaking of original, dong. Wait, this is the Deep Space Nine reference.
You're Bajoran Campbell.
Mhm. All right. It continues.
Oh,
Mm,
classified pads.
gotcha.
What? In one shot next to the
classified
bell, a pad displays Una's classified Starfleet record. Ooh.
Almost like the TV these people are watching on this for
Yeah.
this on. That's amazing.
Home base, possibly related to Una's trial. There are a few shots of the Enterprise around Starbase 1, located in the Sol system. This base was seen a few times during season 1 and was first featured in the series premiere.
Ooh.
You know, right now, we got Muhammad in the live chat, and he's going like, I'm so much better at reading this stuff, bro.
Yeah, that's
He's like laughing. He's like, job security, man. All right. So let's push on, shall we? No, whoops, that was the score. Don't like the way the score is going right now. All right, here we go. Back to Trek movie. The Enterprise warps away from Starbase 1. That's a nice little shot there. Shot there. Zoom. Klingons and a prison break? Question mark. Perhaps the most noteworthy thing in the trailer was the appearance of Klingons. Not just the appearance of Klingons, but the appearance of the Klingons. Right?
Yeah.
Spock can be seen celebrating with Klingon warriors and drinking Klingon blood wine. We know it's Klingon blood
that
wine
scene's
from the
going to be
mugs.
good.
No.
Oh, and that like that they get it from.
Yeah, right there. You're right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Let's see. Spock is, I don't know, saying that was gross.
Who's that behind them?
Yeah, there's like a weird
Ooh.
alien behind
Some
him.
clown alien.
Or they're wearing a helmet.
Oh.
I know that they're, in Discovery, the Klingons had a lot of sort of ceremonial armor that they would wear.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that is something. I don't know. I'm also wondering if we are going to see some original series style Klingons in any of these.
That would be
episodes. And to tie that into sort of Enterprise continuity.
So interesting.
Yeah.
But who knows if they'll go there? I mean,
Well,
I think
I know that
like that, but
Bernadette Croft had posted these awesome posts on Instagram for the costume designer, where she like drew on the black and gold look of the original series Klingons, and then like so she put them side by side with the Strange New Worlds one, and like how she used their outfits to inspire like the new ones. But I don't know about the
I love that.
Yeah, I love
that's
that.
cool.
So cool. She's awesome.
That's pretty neat. Yeah. It's a pretty cool update.
I believe there's a little bit more to it. Let's check that out. We got the Klingons there. Let's see. It continues.
This is so good. I can't find this myself.
It continues later in the trailer. Captain Pike and La'an can be seen surveilling what looks like a Klingon outpost, although it appears to feature an emblem for Starfleet. This could possibly be a prison holding Starfleet officers from the recent Klingon War. The snowy conditions could even reveal this to be Rurapenthe itself. Interesting. The Starfleet emblem, where do we see that? Is that supposed to be this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. So it's a Klingon world that's snowy, but there's a Starfleet emblem. Maybe it's like a Starfleet, like, barracks or, stronghold or something.
Yeah. It's weird that a prison would put like the logo of the people
advertised for the bad guys.
Just so everybody knows there's Starfleet prisoners in here.
Yeah.
Just don't break them out.
Later, there is a shot of a Klingon D7 battle cruiser. The updated design for the classic TOS ship was first seen in season 2 of Discovery, and it looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, that's wild.
People love that D7.
Yeah. It continues. Kirk goes time traveling with La'an. Paul Wesley appeared in the season 1 finale as James T. Kirk from a future alternate timeline, and he is back in season 2. Wesley can be seen beaming onto the USS Enterprise.
Oh my God. For a second, I like spaced out and I was like, what? Wesley's in this?
Wesley Crusher, the captain of the Enterprise.
Exactly.
I need to train myself to remember there's not just one Wesley.
Wait a second. I don't like what they're saying here. Kirk is greeted by number 1 and La'an. Kirk and La'an share a look.
Everybody's buzzing about this.
Excuse me, Kirk needs to fuck off.
Sorry, they're being shipped hard.
Ryan Husk. Yeah, yes. I mean, that's sort of the other cliffhanger from season 1 is the whole Leon storyline.
Right.
Because, we end the season with her not posted on the Enterprise, and it seems like that's where Kirk is going to come into this story. I don't know if we know exactly where Kirk is posted at this point in his career. I know he served aboard the Farragut when he was an ensign or a lieutenant, but that would have been previous to this in the timeline when the
we're gonna put him in that Klingon prison if I have anything to say about it.
There you go.
I'll tell you that
Oh, I'm so excited. I love Star Trek time travel.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Mm-hmm.
So it also continues,
but I'm not
in a direction I'm not too terribly fond of. We need to vet these articles and teasers first. Number 1 notices saying to La'an, "You have an energy." When a flustered La'an says, "What?" Una replies, "It's making me sweat." Season 1 ended with La'an taking leave for a personal mission, so it's possible she got to know Kirk between the 2 seasons.
Yeah.
The trailer wraps up with La'an and Kirk showing them in a 21st century retail store. Relax. Shot at a Roots store in Toronto. This reveals the
Wow.
season will feature some time travel, something co-showrunner Henry Alonso Myers hinted at a convention last year.
Oh, wait, let me just screenshot that so I can go to that store if I'm ever in Toronto.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Laon mocks Kirk, asking, "Never seen a revolving door before?" To which he replies, "Hey, I'm from space. Hey, forget about it." This is a spin on Kirk's comment in Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, when he tells Dr. Gillian Taylor, "I'm from Iowa. I only work in outer space." Is it Gillian or Jillian?
Jillian.
Jillian.
Okay. That's what I thought when I said it. Detail: in the 21st century setting, Kirk is wearing a different badge, possibly for the USS Farragut. He also has captain's rank, as he was in the future depicted in the season 1 finale. However, at the time of season 2, he would likely still be a lieutenant. This is confusing. Can you guys make sense of this for me?
Well, I don't have thought about Hank. I know that there has been conflicting ideas throughout the years about the different emblems that were used in the original series, and to the point where it may have been just sort of a production faux pas when they did that a couple of times. Because I think the whole idea for the production staff was that all Starfleet ships would use the Delta emblem, and that other ships that weren't, commissioned Starfleet starships might have different insignia. But obviously that didn't happen in some episodes. They'd created unique insignia. So I don't know if they're trying to find a way to work that into canon in a way that makes sense. But I would say about the time travel stuff, I wonder if it is actually time travel or if they're using one of the tropes from the original series, which is, hey, we have all these studio lots for different period pieces. Let's go to a planet that has the same sort of development as Earth, but they're behind us. So, they could be at an alternate Earth that is in its version of, what is today. And that could be a cost-cutting measure and sort of like a nod to TOS and the kind of stuff that they would pull on a regular basis. I don't know. That's the thought that I had when I saw it. I hadn't jumped to time.
There was a sequel to Mobsters of the 20th century Chicago or something.
Yes, piece of the action.
Yeah.
I don't know what the current one would be.
Every planet has a Toronto,
Yeah.
Right. Yes. What would that episode?
Right. Go to a Jays game.
It's amazing.
Go to Drake's house.
They had
All
a
right.
season set of Private Eyes, the Toronto show with Nicole DeBoer.
Yes.
So check this out. JJ, we lost
And
him.
Sean
Well,
Tiller.
he'll hop back in a second.
Mhm.
The article
Oh, hang on a
continues. This is
second.
where Anne Marie's going to lose it right
Yeah.
here.
Yes.
Carol Kane is the new engineer. I got excited when I first heard it. I thought it was Carol King because that would be amazing. I felt the earth move when I heard
Well,
that
they're
news.
both effing exciting. And sometimes they're like cabaret shows in New York that are like the Jewish carols. And it's like all the Jewish women.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh my God.
Tributes to them.
Is that like a play on
Usually
words for
around
like the
Hanukkah.
names and the songs?
Mhm.
That's
Well,
cool.
Well, it's because like there are quite a few Jewish women in carol.
Yeah.
They're also like carols, like songs.
Yeah, exactly. So
Nice,
it's during
yeah.
like the holiday season.
So it says Academy Award nominee Carol Kane is joining Strange New Worlds in the recurring role of Pelia. Is that Pelia?
I'm waiting for confirmation on how to say this.
Okay. Pelia or Pelia or Pelaya. The ship's new
Definitely
engineer,
Pelaya.
replacing Hemmer, who sacrificed himself in season 1. We get a glimpse of her in the trailer, first as she looks over her shoulder, holding a pad. Great
It's
job.
amazing
holding that
nails.
pad.
It's a real Carol Kane look. It's
Amazing.
Whoa. It says the pad she's holding says warning. How could they
Dude,
see
look
that?
there. This is why I'm obsessed with these people who write these. It's just amazing.
that is so cool. Yep.
Oh my God.
Okay. Oh, maybe it's easier this way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
How do they do it?
They just wait a half a second. Pelia doesn't say anything in the trailer, but she has been described as a highly educated and intelligent and someone who suffers no fools. Pelia solves problems calmly and brusquely, thanks to her many years of experience. Later in the trailer, Pelia shares a laugh with Spock. Oh boy.
Of all
That
people.
Again with the Gorn, looks like the Gorn return face to face with one of the lizards. Check this out.
Like, that's crazy. I did not even see
Like
this
ketchup.
when I watched
No, me
it.
neither.
Must have
Yeah.
flashed so fast.
Oh
Oh my
wow.
God.
Eat your heart out, Kirk.
Looks very romantic.
Yeah, right. The lighting.
Yeah.
Gorn ships can also be seen in the background around the saucer of a destroyed Starfleet ship. Wow,
Nice,
that's
yeah.
good eye, guys. Good catch. Spock and Chapel in spacesuits can also be seen inside the ship.
Ooh,
There they are
romantic.
Ooh.
Ooh, they're gonna pull a Paris and Torres.
What?
That's
yeah,
a ship I'm into.
Ooh, yes,
Spock
me
and
too.
Spock
they're
and
in
Yeah.
that ship too.
Hard.
Yeah.
That's the safest sex ever in those things. Rigel 7, a clip released last year revealed a visit to Rigel 7, a planet Pike visited in the first TOS pilot, The Cage. That clip showed Pike, La'an, and Dr. Mbenga having to take a shuttle down to the planet in native costume. Issues with the atmosphere were going to require, quote, incredible skill, end quote, to pilot the shuttle. And the bit from the trailer shows them having trouble. Beautiful. Whoa, that looks great.
That's
Anyway,
amazing.
we are just about out of time here, but there's a
my mind's
little bit.
blown.
Actually, there's a lot more. You guys go check out that Trek movie article. That's trekmovie.com and check it out because there's actually quite a bit more. There are 4 or 5 more points that they're making there.
Yeah, in like a 2-second teaser. It's amazing.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It also tells you how much the editors and producers put into that they're just like,
Yeah.
let's sneak everything in. How much? Everything.
Yeah.
So
And
thoughtful.
I think most of the people who do Trek movie, I mean, they all have their own gigs. Like they have full-time jobs and everything. It's such a passion project. I've been reading that site
Totally.
for years at this point. So it's such a cool research for Trek fans.
Totally. And they're so great at TOS.
Yeah.
I love when they covered Strange New Worlds. They pick up so many things that I just don't know it like that well. It's
Right.
amazing. Mind blown.
So let's talk about the week before we roll out, everybody. Yesterday on the 7th Rule YouTube channel, we closed the book on Star Trek Picard. So everybody go over to the 7th Rule YouTube channel and check out the video that says closing the book on Star Trek Picard. And we just had a panel, like a big group of people, our roundtable, and we just talked about the entire series, our favorite moments, our favorite seasons. We giggled a lot. Let's see, on Sunday, of course, Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern time. That's 1 p.m. Nova Scotia time. Everybody knows. We've got on the 7th Rule YouTube channel, we've got our review of Coming of Age, the first segment with the interview with Mike Putch, who plays Mordock, Mendon,
John,
and
Great.
right?
what did I say?
John Putch.
Yeah.
Is it?
Did I not say John? Whoops.
Mike.
Definitely not Mike. It's John. And so he's Mordock, Mendon, and a guy in
Journalist in
Generations.
Generation.
Yeah. I think it just says like reporter or something.
Mhm.
That is on Sunday. Then on Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time on the 7th Rule YouTube channel, we release our entire review of the aforementioned Next Generation episode 11001001 with Denise Crosby, of course. That is a barrel of monkeys you do not want to miss. Then on Tuesday, right here on the Virtual TrekCon channel at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern time live, we have the main viewer with all the news of the week, mostly Star Trek though. And we have a great time, so everybody check that out. And then lastly, of course, on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time on the Falling Tower YouTube channel, we've got our review. Now it is fantasy month. May is going to be fantasy month.
Oh, right.
However, that will be May 3rd. So to kick off fantasy month, we're doing a science fantasy show, which everybody knows is Star Wars. And we are doing our review of And/Or.
Oh, nice.
And/or what?
Exactly. That joke keeps on giving. In that review you watch, we beat that joke
That's
to death and it
hilarious.
never gets old. Thank you, JJ. With special guests, of course, meteorologist Katie, who you just saw, and Darth Shuey, who was literally named after Darth Vader because he was born in the summer of 77. He does like Star Wars because of it. So check that out. That is on the Falling Tower YouTube channel on Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's it. JJ Lendl, can you please remind everybody where they can find you online?
At JJ Lendl. That's Lendl. It's the word end with an L on either side. You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at that handle. You can find me at jjlendl.com/shop. My Picard and Legacy sale goes through midnight Eastern. So if you haven't stopped by to check out those prints, do that. You only have about 2.5 hours before that sale ends. And then you can also find me on Patreon, patreon.com/jjlendl. Thanks for having me, guys. This is fun. It's always nice to Star Trek and chill with you.
Mm-hmm.
You're so fun, JJ. We love having you, man. What about you, JJ? With an R in the middle?
Yeah,
where can people find you online?
You can find me at Jenny R. Johnson on Twitter, but everywhere else I am Jenny R. Johnson Art. So Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and you can also find me on my website, jennyrjohnson.com. And in person this weekend in Halifax, Nova Scotia at Geekwinox.
Very nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody at home, remember what Jenny and JJ provide make excellent gifts for the Star Trek nerd in your family and friend circle, including your damn self. What about you, Anne-Marie Siegel? Where can people find you?
On Twitter at Anne-Marie Siegel 1. And also tomorrow night, I'll be at Pirates of Penzance in New York, because I obviously need to see some Gilbert and Sullivan for the Star Trek references.
Amazing.
But then I was looking at the program and I was like, wait a minute, there's a Barristan Law involved in this, and it's Renee's sister. So I'm like, I'm like freaking so excited to go.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Sometimes the world is like this big.
I know. So crazy. I was like, hold the phone. I would have been at more shows. Yeah. So Anne-Marie Siegel 1 on Twitter. Ryan, where can people find you?
Thank you. Usually right here. Dr. Muhammad Noor says, have fun at Geekwinox, Jenny R. Johnson.
Thank you, Mohammed.
And really fast, also, I'm wearing my Neelix and Chill shirt from the Star Trek and Chill line.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Designed by
JJ Lendl.
And I don't have any. I don't have a shirt.
You will.
I have
Anybody
more in the
that's
mail.
seeking Jamaharan, wear that shirt and you will get it.
No,
Because
that's
Neelix is legit.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Neelix too. But I also have my third Ryza and Chill with
Nice.
Horgan and Picard and Picard's legs on the way.
Yes.
His legs are
I hear that
amazing.
Jenny will be wearing that to the event in a
I
week.
will.
Yes.
I will.
Yes.
And JJ,
Prepare
thank you
yourself.
for never telling anybody how many times I went back at you asking you to change the feed up just a tiny bit.
Neelix's feet. Like,
Yeah. Well, that
And
was
like
fun. It was
And
on
how
the
short
Picard
the
where
short
you were just
shorts
like
were supposed to be. I was
you
like,
were like, can we
you
pull
hike up
Picard's
the-"
shorts up a little higher in this draft?
Yeah.
A little bit higher.
I was like,
And can
JJ's
you-
gonna think you have a foot fetish.
Can you make his toes a little
Tell
longer?
about Neelix's feet.
Yes.
And
We
JJ
got
never, he always
We
just
got him
like,
right.
yep, sure.
I'm a professional, Ryan, if nothing else.
Thank you. And everybody, you can find me Googling Picard short shorts and also on Twitter at Ryan TG Husk. That's at Ryan TG Husk, or Virtual TrekCon, Falling Tower, and/or the Seventh Rule on your favorite social media. And of
Oh
course,
wait, you know
YouTube.
where I saw someone else wearing the Ryza and Chill Picard short shorts shirt was Jimmy Kimmel Live. Like also on the night
At
like
Jimmy
of
Kimmel
the-
Live. It wasn't
yeah,
Jimmy Kimmel.
It
Oh,
wasn't Jimmy. He probably saw the shirt and went and ordered one. But on the
Yeah.
night of the
Amazing.
Picard finale, Yeah.
And someone was
What?
wearing it at the the Picard
At the
finale as
LA
well.
Picard finale, like
Oh, that's
two
awesome.
crazy
It's-
places in one night.
It's perfect
Mhm.
for any event.
Exactly.
Clearly.
I dress it up.
Definitely.
I dress it down. Sometimes I wear it with pearls.
You got to see somebody. If somebody wears it to a wedding, then we'll know.
Ooh, yeah, send pictures.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us. Mohammed, Linda, Kimber, Dave, Robert, BL, Chuck, A, Chris, Glenn, and all of you, Shag, Melissa. We see all of you. Thank you so much for playing with us. Jenny and JJ, thanks for hanging out with us. It's been so much
Thank
fun. We should do
you.
it again
Thanks.
sometime.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Okay.
Everybody at home, this has been so much fun. But now that it's over, just make sure you have a chill weekend. You've earned it. Probably. I don't know.